I know I did. This really cute sweatshirt I'm wearing I actually got from my boyfriend Kidizen's dad for Christmas, and I'm wearing it because it's freaking freezing and I have to go do Instacart after I make this video. It's been a really long time since I made a sit-down video, so it's kind of nice for a change not to always do like a vlog or something. And I know a lot of you came from my speed cleaning videos, and I promise those will return. I just haven't had any time to make those. The house hasn't really been that messy, so that's why I haven't really been making them. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the terrible twos and your toddler being two, throwing tantrums, having new emotions, and everything like that. And I'm just gonna give you guys advice on how I've been dealing with it, because I am a first-time mom. This is my first like real experience with terrible twos, and Kidizen just turned 2 on December 20th, so almost 2 weeks ago. And let me just tell you, those tantrums are unlike anything he's ever done, like anything I've ever dealt with. He will kick, scream, throw things, throw himself on the floor. Sometimes he'll throw himself at me, headbutt me, whatever the case is. But the reason they do that is because they are still figuring out how to express their emotions, especially when they're not completely verbal at this age, because some kids aren't super completely verbal at 2 years old and some are. It really just depends on how they develop, because each kid is different. Not every kid can speak fluent sentences at 2 years old, but you'd be surprised because there is some that can, but Kidizen cannot yet. When your toddler is having a tantrum, throwing things, kicking, screaming, throwing his toys, whatever the case, what I've been told is to get down to their level, try to make eye contact with them, and say, "What's wrong? Is there any way I can help you? Why are you upset?" Things like that. If you come to them in like a calming manner, I feel like it makes them feel like their feelings are okay, and it's okay to have feelings because everyone has feelings and emotions. Like with the gentle parenting, if you are nicer to them and you are more caring, I feel like when they develop, they'll be less of a troublemaker, less emotional, less depressed, if they feel like their parents are there to listen to them instead of yelling at them or screaming at them. Because I feel like all yelling and screaming does to a toddler that's throwing a tantrum is make it worse. Because if you yell at a kid, I feel like it'll just get them more worked up. And so with toddlers, I think a really great way to calm down a tantrum is to get to their level, talk to them in a calm voice, and make eye contact and say, "Hey, you're okay, you don't need to throw a tantrum. What can I do to help you?" And just comfort them if they're crying, comfort them if they're having trouble, because if they're not able to fully verbally communicate, that's like their only way of showing, "Hey, I'm upset." Another way I feel to discipline them lightly is to be like, "Hey, if we're gonna be a bad boy, we're gonna go sit in timeout for 3 minutes, okay? Or we're gonna, hey, you can't play with that toy anymore if it's gonna make you angry, okay?" Things like that. Just try to discipline them lightly, not discipline them like, "Hey, you're gonna go sit in your bed for an hour," or "Hey," like be all mean. I think it's great to discipline them lightly, or like, "Hey, if you don't let me suction out your nose, you're just gonna be stuffy. If you don't let me change your diaper, then I'm gonna not let you watch your tablet for the rest of the day, or I'm not gonna let you watch your tablet when it's lunchtime." Things like that. I think that's a great way to come about it, instead of like saying, "If you don't stop, I'm gonna take away your tablet forever, you'll never have it again." Like saying it in a derogatory tone to a toddler that doesn't really do anything, and it doesn't help, because toddlers don't really all the way know that what they are doing is wrong and they need to be redirected, but redirected in a positive way. That's why I'm gonna put gentle parenting into this video as well with the terrible twos, because I feel like gentle parenting and terrible twos is like very, very important, and I think use this method with toddlers is much more better for their mentality, for their development, than screaming at them and yelling at them. Another way that I deal with Kidizen's tantrums is I will put on a calming video on YouTube. Search up calm and relaxing videos for toddlers, for kids, and I'll play it. And if he's in the middle of crying and he hears it, he just immediately stops crying and he'll look up at the TV and he'll just stare at it and relax. I know a lot of people don't agree with the screen time, but I think that's really been helpful for Kason, is when I turn on a calming video, and then I feel like after he watches that for like a few minutes, he's fine again. I think it's a really very helpful method, and it's something I've been doing more and more since Kason has turned 2 and the tantrums have been really bad. So that is one thing I do. Another thing that I will do is, he has this gray chair. He got it for Christmas, and ever since he's gotten it, he's been throwing a tantrum. If he's upset throwing a tantrum, I'll sit him in that chair. I'll hand him his tablet, I'll hand him a book, I'll hand him a singular toy, and I'll say, okay, you have to sit right here and watch this entire video, and then when the video's over, you can get up and go play. I'll say things like that. Or, hey, you can play with this toy, but you have to sit on this chair for 10 minutes to try to calm down, okay? Like, I'll say things like that, and you may not fully understand what I'm saying yet. I feel like in a way he does, because if I sit him in that and he has something to play with, he'll kind of calm down, and then once the 10 minutes is up, he'll get up, he will go play and be just fine. This plays back into gentle parenting, so I feel like these methods are more gentle, they're less disciplining, they're less terrorizing, because a lot of kids, I've noticed kids that were not disciplined correctly or yelled at or screamed at growing up, or the ones that grow up and have depression and anxiety. They're very insecure, they need validation all the time, because their parents, when they were younger, would say, if you were smart, you wouldn't act like this, or this person acts like this, why don't you act like this? No, you don't say those things to your kids. You don't say those things to your kids, because what it does is it tears down their self-esteem, and it does affect them for their entire life. And I want Kason to grow up being secure, feeling like he's good enough, feeling not being compared to other kids all the time, feeling like he's a good kid, he's smart, he's perfect to me. And I want him to grow up knowing that, those things. I don't want him to grow up thinking he's terrible and everyone else is better than him, because all that really does is make your kid grow up insecure and depressed and with anxiety, and they'll have a lot of problems in their relationships because they will be insecure, or they'll have trust issues, things like that. Like, parenting very strictly and very meanly and very derogatory, I just don't think that's the parenting I'm gonna do for Kason. And ever since he's turned 2, I've been reading more about gentle parenting, how to deal with tantrums without yelling at them or disciplining them super hard. You know, I'm just gonna do gentle discipline and see how it goes. That's just what I agree with. I don't agree with being yelled at, screamed at, belittled, being torn down just for having emotions. Because even though they're toddlers, they still have emotions, and their emotions are valid. And that's why I'm loving this new gentle parenting. And if you don't know what gentle parenting is, it's a parenting style that's gentle and nice and calm and loving. It's like more loving, rather than yelling and screaming and being kind of violent and mean and verbally abusive. I just think that's a smarter way of parenting. Gentle parenting is definitely the route I'm going to take, especially while he's a toddler. It's just great for their development. And so, dealing with tantrums, just try to stay calm. If the parent's calm, the outcome's better. I've been trying to work on staying calm because I have really bad anxiety, and so when things get super tense, I seem to get really stressed out. And so gentle parenting, being less panicky while dealing with it, has been really helping. Like, when I get on his level and say, hey, it's okay, what's wrong, I can help you, it seems to really calm him down, rather than being like, why are you freaking out, oh my gosh, because then he's like, what, and starts getting freaked out too. So my number one advice to you new moms with toddlers, because I'm a new mom with a toddler myself, really just be calm, collective, and really listen to their emotions, because their emotions are really coming out at this age, and they're still trying to figure out how to deal with them. So yeah, that's just my advice. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and if you want more information or want the article I read and want to learn more about gentle parenting, I'll link the article down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.